Have you ever known of a nation where women craft mats from palm fronds for a dowry? A location where the national song is executed submerged, or where you might discover the most peculiar pufferfish headwear globally. There is also an isle referred to as the Island of Women, Kiribati, the initial nation on Earth to welcome the dawn, where each performance can unite individuals and the public plaza is laden with sand and coconuts. Prepare yourself because 15 of the most outlandish and astounding details regarding Kiribati will hold you captivated to your display in this day's feature. 15. Kiribati, the globe's most female-identifying name nation. Can you imagine there is a nation where a town is designated Banana? The main city translates to some location, and the inhabitants cannot even be troubled to designate the roads. That is Kiribati, an island country in the Pacific that astounds the globe with its charmingly lax naming practices. On Kiribati Isle, you will discover a settlement named Banana with no banana plantations, no distinct emblems, simply banana. That is all. Regarding Tarawa, the primary city of this country, it translates in the native tongue to the spot. It resembles a relaxed discussion. Where are you headed? Oh, to that spot. Yet the amusement does not end at that point. In this tropical haven, Kiribati additionally has a settlement named Poland, designated after a Polish engineer who assisted the inhabitants in enhancing their freshwater supply. A sincere homage, but it could perplex new arrivals into believing they have meandered into Europe. The designation Kiribati is also an intentionally altered version of Gilbert's owing to the local articulation changing TI into S. Kiribati is a nation where every location's name is a cheerful yet genuine jest. 14. In Kiribati, females are national gems. When you arrive on Kiritimati Island, also referred to as Christmas Island, you might not instantly observe something evident in every aspect of existence, the serene yet vast role of females in this island country. Kiribati females may not adhere to worldwide fashion vogues, but they represent the unspoken foundations of every home and community. They prepare food, instruct youngsters, arrange rituals, and possess the repository of traditional wisdom from indigenous plants to folk stories concerning sea deities and forebear combatants. Notably, each female possesses a distinct hand-fashioned mat created from pandanus fronds, utilized for welcoming guests as a marriage portion and deemed the most precious individual belonging in a Kiribati female's existence. A female who crafts exquisite mats gains the admiration of the whole community and is frequently asked to direct major celebrations. They don simple lava garments fashioned from cotton or palm fronds, occasionally embellished with wildflowers and seashells. During celebrations, they don tekakai wreaths, a lovely emblem of accord with nature. Kiribati females personify rural allure, sun-touched dark complexions, robust and ample figures, long tresses secured with blossoms and calloused palms, yet warm, tranquil eyes. They do not require loudness to gleam. They are the quiet spirit safeguarding a culture on the verge of transformation. Could a hand-fashioned mat serve as a marriage portion? Have you ever witnessed anything comparable? Remark 8 if you are astonished. 13. The most peculiar pufferfish headwear globally originates from Kiribati. In a tiny island nation in the Pacific where coconuts are more numerous than cars, there is a cultural artifact that astounds the archaeological realm, the pufferfish hat of the Kiribati populace. Not a keepsake plaything, but formerly a genuine warrior's headgear fashioned from a fish that can expand with pointed spines. A veritable biological headgear even before humankind found steel. This headwear, when desiccated, turns as firm as timber, with its spines staying sharp. It formed part of a complete body shield made from coconut strands encompassing a shirt handwear footwear and even a buckler, all created from naturally accessible resources, yet adequate for combat. Only individuals with distinct abilities and courage could don the pufferfish hat, functioning as a type of living metal. Besides warfare, the hat is also linked with rites of passage offered during sacred and official ceremonies. Presently, pufferfish hats are exceedingly uncommon, primarily located in museums like Te Umanibong in Tarawa or the British Museum in London. Curiously, the pufferfish hat has surpassed time to evolve into a contemporary emblem of Kiribati culture, featuring in festivals, media portrayals, and global events. Comment 5 if you wish to try this warrior hat. 12. A fowl that courts by inflating its gullet is revered by the country. In Kiribati, if there is a creature esteemed as a national emblem, it is the frigate bird, the ocean breeze combatant. It is not by chance that the depiction of this fowl is imprinted directly on the Kiribati national banner, gliding above the sun and ocean swells, representing liberty, strength, and the enduring connection between people and the sea. The frigate bird is distinguished not merely by its enormous wingspan of up to 7.5 feet, among the lengthiest worldwide in proportion to its physique, but also by the vivid crimson heart-shaped gular sac in males. During breeding season, they expand their gular sac like a scarlet balloon, maintaining it in the breeze for hours, even days, solely to impress their partners. It constitutes one of the most patient and lovely wooing exhibitions in the natural realm. Notably, frigate birds do not capture fish in the customary manner. Rather than plunging into the ocean like gulls, they pursue other fowls in flight to pilfer fish on the move, thereby acquiring the title of sky-born sea deities. 11. The sole isle of females in Kiribati. In the immense Pacific Ocean rests an isle named Maraurake, tenderly referred to as the Isle of Females by the inhabitants of Kiribati. It is not because females outnumber males, but owing to an age-old myth of 4 protective goddesses who have coexisted with the residents for generations. These goddesses not only shield the isle from external threats, but are also regarded as the essences of affection, sea currents, and fruitfulness on the isle. Interestingly, every new guest to Maraurake is prompted to conduct a distinctive rite called katabwanin, a spiritual expedition, where one ambulates around the isle counterclockwise, pausing at 4 hallowed shrines in the east, west, south, and north to salute the goddesses and present offerings. The tributes can be as basic as a cluster of blossoms, a tiny piece of money, or a tobacco stick, provided they are heartfelt. The captivating aspect is that the katabwanin expedition is not compulsory, yet almost everyone willingly engages as a traditional ceremony to genuinely bond with Maraurake. The ambiance of Maraurake is tranquil, yet enveloped in an enigmatic aura like an ancient sigil still vibrant. The residents view katabwanin as a crucial component of their spiritual existence, whereas faraway guests discover it to be a singular expedition linking nature and uncommon native faiths. 10. The sole national song on Earth performed from the ocean floor. In this globe, perhaps only Kiribati possesses a national song that resonates like an appeal for survival. Tirake kaini Kiribati, which means, stand up. O Kiribati people does not chant of triumph or military forces, but communicates a message from a country at the forefront of climate alteration. The initial line of the song was once etched on a memorial coin and has been cited by the United Nations as the song symbolizing the voices of countries confronting rising ocean levels, a distinctive occurrence noted worldwide. In 2014, a collective of young individuals from the Pacific Climate Warriors put on traditional garments, plunged into the coral reef, positioned the national banner, and performed the song underwater in a video named Sink or Sing, This video became widely popular, garnering over 1 million views, evolving into the most potent media emblem of the movement. We are not succumbing. We are resisting. To this present time, the song is performed daily, not merely with vocalizations, but with fortitude. 9. Temwaye, the most enigmatic dance globally. In Kiribati, if you believe dance is simply amusement, you have probably never witnessed Temwaye, a narrative dance employing body signals that quiets the entire island with every hand motion. This is not a joyful dance with grins. Dancers uphold a solemn demeanor as each gesture recounts sagas of forebears, maritime clashes, or ancient romantic tales. Interestingly, Temwaye is motivated by the frigate bird, a bird with extensive wings and potent flight, which is also the emblem on the Kiribati flag. The straight arm gestures, swift head inclinations, and synchronized movements precisely replicate the elegant flight of this bird, representing the core of ocean identity. During significant festivals, performers frequently wear takaki customary wreaths fashioned from wildflowers and pandanus leaves. Hand-fashioned over generations, these wreaths are not merely for adornment, but a deferential salute to ancestors and the community. Temwaye is not solely a dance. It is a cultural avowal of Kiribati, where people utilize motion instead of script blossoms, instead of emblems and their physiques to convey the narrative of their nation. 8. The most unrefined national plaza on Earth. In numerous nations, the Central Plaza is a majestic location brimming with memorials, water features, and splendid architecture. But in Kiribati, a petite island country in the Pacific, the Central Plaza is characterized entirely differently. Bairiki Plaza has no surfaced stones or lofty flagstaffs. It is an uncovered area blanketed in sand with gently moving palm trees, a small-scale soccer pitch, and a coconut stall directly beside the National Library. Interestingly, merely a short distance from the plaza, you can dispatch a postcard franked with the scarce insignia, "From the First Nation to welcome the sunrise on the globe," a memento that worldwide collectors pursue. Close-by residents can attend religious service at Bairiki whilst getting grilled seafood for their morning meal with hot tea. The most cherished combination among Kiribati functionaries and learners. At Bairiki Plaza, you might readily observe a government official sporting a patterned shirt and thongs, conversing freely with the residents without requiring a ceremonial carpet or state vehicle. Here, important national occasions such as Independence Day, Temwaye celebrations, or communal forums all commence with a congregation filled with sunlight breeze and a feeling of togetherness. 7. Yuletide in the center of the Pacific, where the new year commences. Earliest globally. Can you accept that one of the initial locations to welcome the dawn on Earth is named Christmas indeed? Kiritimati Island. Articulated Christmas in the native tongue is a component of the nation of Kiribati and is additionally the biggest coral atoll worldwide, spanning over 150 square miles, exceeding Washington, D.C. Yet surprisingly, this expansive territory has only approximately 7,000 inhabitants, residing dispersed along the transparent shoreline. Each New Year vacationers gather at Christmas Island not merely to be among the earliest to greet the new year, but also to engage in the customary Te Botaki festivity, where melodies dance, island culinary arts, and brilliant pyrotechnics unite for an indelible cultural festivity. This is furthermore the period when the seashores, saltwater ponds, and coral formations around the island transform into a haven for swimming, kayaking, and observing birds. If you favor a more serene ambiance, explore Abayang Island, a peaceful location compared to the Florida Keys of the Pacific, where guests can encounter unspoiled living, heed the ocean currents, and perceive time decelerate. Kiribati may not be bustling, but it possesses the earliest, biggest, and most uncommon things that the globe is inquisitive to discover. And remark 4, if one of the isles in Kiribati has entered your list of desired destinations. 6. Existence in Tarawa. Tarawa, the principal city of Kiribati, is different from any capital municipality you have ever encountered. This is not the type of capital you observe on global maps. There are no tall buildings, no traffic congestion, and definitely no neckties or formal suits. Instead, Tarawa is a slender sequence of coral islets extending across blue-green waters linked by constricted earthen tracks and a few basic concrete overpasses. The primary means of conveyance here are motorbikes, pedal cycles, or even strolling along the coast. Here nobody dons formal suits or neckties. The equatorial sun has rendered patterned shirts and light cotton skirts the national dress. Interestingly, many residents wear fresh blossom wreaths around their necks daily, a sentimental way to exist amidst the commonplace without any particular cause. Life proceeds gently around locations like Manayaba ni Maungatabu, the unassuming yet significant parliamentary edifice. The morning bazaar is the most active spot where newly captured seafood is vended, alongside mangoes, coconuts, and artisanal products. Youngsters frolic by the shore, while grown-ups congregate in the communal Manayaba to consume toddy and converse. At nighttime, existence does not cease. Little dining establishments illuminate oil lanterns, and the aroma of barbecued seafood and merriment pervades the island's nooks. On moon-favored nights, residents even dance beneath the stars, striking bamboo percussions and relating ancestral narratives as if the entire islet were a lively, customary platform. 5. The final unspoiled ocean on the globe. If you have ever fantasized about a location where nature stays as immaculate as primeval eras, then Kiribati is one of the most enigmatic treasures of the Pacific. Here, guests have the opportunity to step onto the Phoenix Islands Protected Area (PPE), the most extensive marine sanctuary on the planet, encompassing over 408,000 square kilometers, larger than Germany, or almost the expanse of California. Interestingly, this region is nearly unpopulated, but is a habitat for over 500 varieties of fish, 200 varieties of coral, uncommon white sharks, and marine turtles. With transparently clear waters and an ecosystem virtually unmarred by humans, Pipa is depicted as the last unspoiled ocean on Earth, an optimal location for diving aficionados or those wishing to discover the final unspoiled ocean. If you favor emblematic moments. Caroline Island Millennium Island is the premier spot on Earth to greet the sunrise of the new millennium in 2000. Once selected as the worldwide broadcast site to commemorate the new year, this island is now a motivating destination for travelers desiring to step where time commenced. Furthermore, Nikumaroro Island, with its enigmas concerning Amelia Earhart, and the Te Umanibong Museum in Tarawa, are destinations that assist you in learning more about Kiribati's culture history and native spirit. 4. The greatest enigma of the nation in the Mananayaba dwelling. In Kiribati, there exists a dwelling that requires no partitions, possesses no climate control, and has no seats yet is more refreshing than a 5-star hotel, and is where the whole village determines its destiny. That is the Manayaba, the customary dwelling that the populace holds in profound reverence as the spirit's shelter. The Manayaba lacks partitions or climate control, yet stays cool throughout the year, even when the temperature outdoors surpasses 90 degrees Fahrenheit or 32 degrees Celsius. Owing to its substantial roof constructed from woven coconut and pandanus fronds, the atmosphere inside the Manayaba is consistently fresh, mild, and agreeable, personifying an island eco-retreat. Interestingly, every individual knows precisely where they are seated in the Manayaba, even without identification markers. From the community leader to the young grown-ups, seating arrangements signify societal roles, as if the entire dwelling is a societal GPS without requiring internet access. Occupying the incorrect position. Nobody will rectify you as everyone has their designated spot within the community. In Bikanibiu village near central Tarawa, the most extensive manayaba in the nation frequently accommodates community assemblies, celebrations, nuptials, and even significant national declarations. For the Kiribati populace, this is a location to heed, achieve accord, and uphold a heritage of island self-governance more ancient than the contemporary age. It is not astonishing that the likeness of the manayaba is directly integrated into the Kiribati national emblem, representing the lasting communal spirit in the core of the ocean. 3. The most distinctive national celebration on the ocean. In the island country of Kiribati, renowned for greeting the new year earliest on the globe, celebrations are not merely about amusement, but are cultural pronouncements amidst the expansive ocean. Each year on the 12th of July, the entire nation commences National Week, enduring for 7 days, a serious yet vibrant occasion. In South Tarawa and throughout the islands, people arrange processions, canoe contests, culinary competitions, and customary singing and dancing. But if you are inquisitive about another celebration that embodies a spirit more potent than any vow seek, Te Kaimatoa, a traditional dance ritual devoted to Kiribati males, frequently showcased in major communal events like nuptials and village rituals. Te Kaimatoa, approximately interpreted as dance of vigor, is the traditional dance of Kiribati males. Yet do not anticipate a romantic or delicate show. This is the dance of ancient combatants where young males display their skill through sword-fighting imitations, chest beating, and head shaking to the cadence of the waves, all whilst in a low posture, a singular fusion of artistic allure and physical power. Interestingly, in Kiribati culture, courtship sometimes commences with a dance instead of words. Those who dance exquisitely, assuredly, and with magnetism create a potent impression on others. 2. The expense of residing in Kiribati. You can reside quite agreeably here for approximately $550 per month. Indeed, the expense of residing is 75% less than in the US and more affordable than most European nations. You can lease a single-bedroom flat directly in Tarawa, the capital, for roughly $200 per month. If you opt to reside nearer to the seashore in a more tranquil zone, the cost can decrease to merely $140. Public services cost about $40 and fundamental internet only around $26 per month. A straightforward lunch consumed out costs under $4, whereas a complete evening meal for two at a local eatery is only about $20. Monthly food provisions for preparing meals at home, encompassing vegetables, rice, and fish, are approximated at around $211. Conveyance is astonishingly inexpensive, with bus charges around $15 per month, or if you favor greater liberty, replenishing your fuel tank costs under $25. Gymnasium affiliation, about $23 per month. Elementary dental attention is just above $15 per consultation. With all these elements, Kiribati is not solely an unspoiled haven, but also one of the most habitable locations for individuals desiring to decelerate whilst still possessing sufficient. With these expenses, would you opt to establish residence here? If affirmative, select 1. If negative, select 0. Kindly contribute your response in the remarks. 1. The gastronomic haven of Kiribati. In Kiribati, a repast can leave you astonished by its primal and singularly unbelievable character. Here, the inhabitants make optimal use of what nature provides, from fresh seafood taro coconuts to shoreline vegetation. One of the most favored dishes is Babai, an indigenous taro cooked on heated stones or enveloped in coconut fronds and steamed. Its glutinous, rich taste, coupled with coconut cream, is an encounter that leaves many visitors believing they are savoring an Asian sweet treat. Palusami, a Polynesian-inspired creation, is a concoction of taro fronds rolled with pork midsection or fish prepared in coconut liquid, considered the solace food of the Kiribati populace. Grilled seafood kabubu and tari are a well-known combination at assemblies. Toddy, mildly fermented from coconut nectar, possesses a sweet, invigorating flavor and is a customary beverage preferred by the inhabitants. Rice here is brought in and as valuable as prime beef in the U.S., typically set aside for distinctive events and cooked with coconut liquid to produce the uncomplicated yet alluring coconut rice. Interestingly, repasts frequently occur on frond mats where everyone partakes in dried seafood coconut liquid and narratives around the blaze. There are no Western-style feast tables, but they are something that visitors consistently recall. We have just investigated 15 distinctive and captivating details about Kiribati collectively. Hopefully, this provided you a new outlook on the country. Do not neglect to follow our channel, like, and distribute the video to endorse us. See you in the subsequent one.